CEO Show.
Before you buy or lease a Honda, Volkswagen, Hyundai, or any other model, compare Subaru, rated #1 in safety at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Buy with 0.9% financing, 0 down. Forester with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $259 a month. Crosstrek with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $239 a month. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Subaru of Pembroke Pines, South Florida's #1 volume Subaru retailer.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Ray.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive a new Acura ZDX, $439 a month during our 17th anniversary sale.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Oh, I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield Home Security System guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
The Dolphins, the Panthers, the Canes, and the Heat. No one qualifies better. beautiful afternoon here at Hialeah Park, and we are in the casino. Oh, now we're in the first floor. You know, every Thursday for the last 5 years, we've been in the poker room. Once in a while, we're in the Flamingo Lounge. But Steve promised you that we would be on the tables today at one point, and we almost made it happen last week. This week, we finally made it happen, and we are literally on a poker table. Okay, which is a beautiful thing. We got the 3-card prime, the heads up hold'em poker, all kinds of stuff. So we got the tables down on the first floor. You know, normally it's been in the second floor, but we've got all the machines out here. It's like over 800 machines. So it's an ungodly number. They're really loose. And by the way, Sean, I sent you the pictures. Why don't you do a little Blazing Saddles, and when you get the pictures of the Corvette, and you could say, "Excuse me while I whip this out," and you take out the Corvette pictures that they can win every time you play on the slots here. You get an entry, and then at the end of the month, they give away the Corvette, and you can maybe drive away that little red Corvette. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? David Furones from the South Florida Sun Sentinel will join us to talk a little Miami Dolphins football. We will have Manny Navarro in hora numero dos as we talk a little Miami Hurricanes with him from the Athletic, of course, and our Caneswear Miami Hurricanes report, which returns. And remember, you can use our code BIG010. You will get 10% off at Caneswear. I've never done this is the first for us, right? I mean, soon this year we're going to do our first international show from Madrid. We'll do several shows, a few shows from Madrid. We've done it from Dolphin bars all over the country. Dolphin bar in Manhattan, Dolphin bar in Buffalo, Dolphin bar in Vegas, Dolphin bar in Flagler Beach, Dolphin bar in Seattle, Dolphin bar in Southern California, Jalen Phillips' dad, John Phillips. Thank you, sir. So we've done it like in different places, obviously Vegas many times, but as many times as we've been to Vegas for boxing matches, for the draft, for the NBA Summer League, we were out there. We've actually traveled on this podcast quite a bit. Never, ever have I ever done a show on a casino floor on a poker table, which is cool. I like it. I get everything except the gambling. So that's a good thing, because there's a good shot that in 2 hours of me doing a broadcast, I could lose my house. So yeah, it's better that I don't do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not very good at 3-card prime. But if you are, get your asses down here, man. Come on down to Hialeah Park, man. Have some fun. The great Steve Calabro will join us, so we'll have a little fun with Steve. Got all kinds of things to talk about, all kinds of people to talk to, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Remember, of course, to smash the hell out of the like button. All right? That's a way to support us. You can also make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation, which Bitcoin, nice little dip here, which is a beautiful thing, especially for you newbies out there. And Plantier, I got to say, when Steve gets here, Plantier has just been going out of absolutely freaking control. He's got to be happy with that. So all kinds of stuff to talk about. By the way, I solved the issue you could not solve for me. Well, you said you were a math major or some shit like that. I don't know. That's what you said. And I asked you yesterday, okay, can you tell me what this is? 925 and then 6 sets of zeros. So I had to go ask Grok since you couldn't come up with it. And today, the Bitcoin hash rate went from 925 quintillion to 930 quintillion a second. That is the strongest, most powerful computer in the world, the Bitcoin computer. Not NASA, nothing. No one has a stronger computer than the Bitcoin network. That is insanity, dude. And by the way, price follows hash rate. I've been telling you this for 6 years when it was down at 16,000. Okay? So, this is the hash rate means more miners. The hash rate means the network is more secure than it's ever been. So enjoy the ride, ladies and gentlemen, because this thing's about to take off into the 130s. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar. The one and only Alan Blanco, 786-618-1443. If you're looking for custom printing and embroidery, please reach out to Alan Blanco. That is the owner's cell number right there, 786-618-1443. All that stuff is all done through Zoom and emails and all that, and they'll have it shipped out to you right away. A few of you that have already called for 3A Graphics, you know what I'm talking about. They do outstanding work, so check them out. And in our 3A Graphics sports calendar, Inter Miami and Puma get ready for their matchup. Messi is out, by the way, for this game this week. Max Falcone's red card has been rescinded, so he will be available tonight at 7:30. Miami FC is on the road to take on the Hartford Athletic. 7:30 for that one. Teddy Bridgewater, well, I'll have a little something to say about this, leaves Northwestern, as you all know, and he's now signs with the Buccaneers. This is sad news. And Vikings linebacker Anthony Barr decides to retire, ending his stellar 10-year career with the Vikings. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. All right. What I know what it is. You don't count as far up to the quintillions. Okay. All right. That's fine. If you just say that next time, I don't count up to quintillions. I stop at, where do you stop at? Trillions? That's it? Stop at the trillions? 10 to, okay, 20. All right, fingers and toes. I like that. So Antonio Alfonseca is 1 digit smarter than you, then, is what you're saying. No, wait a minute. I think Antonio Alfonseca had a 6th finger and a 6th toe. So I think he's actually 2 digits smarter than you. I think Alfonseca was that guy that also had 6 toes. I mean, think about it. Antonio Alfonseca is the only person that threw a 6-finger fastball. That is performance enhancement. They should have banned Antonio Alfonseca. He had an extra digit. They do it now. It's like, oh, wait a minute, what's going on? They grew this person in the lab somewhere, steroids. Antonio Alfonseca had natural steroids and nobody talked about it. 6 fingers to weave that ball. So what can I tell you? What do we have here on the chat board going on? Dolphin Dave is checking in. Cosa Nostra. Oh, he had 6 fingers on each hand and each foot. So he's 4 digits smarter than you. Wow. Holy crap. Antonio Alfonseca. That's the one guy that can save you at the edge of a cliff there, because he's got that extra digit to hang on. Hold on. He should be a superhero, right? I mean, seriously, more balance with the feet. Then he can hold on to all kinds of crap. I'm telling you, dude. Antonio Alfonseca had it going on. Cosa Nostra, TJ Superman, I see. One-Eyed Jack. Let's see. John Padilla. No doubt. Ty is in the Bronx. Sweet baby Ray in the house. Says good afternoon to Hialeah Park All-Stars. Okay, I like it. Willie out in Colombia watching, I see. Think Blue Dodgers checking in LA. Ty in the Bronx. Thank you, sir, for the love and the support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate the super chat. Thank you. Let's see. I have the Fins 6-11, 9-8 Big O. We will talk a little bit about that today. James Vivinetti. Skyler is in. Those slots, they are mighty loose. Mighty loose. You got some picks there. Look at the vet. They have it right outside. Oh, who's that? Who popped in? Furones? Oh, okay. All right. I sent it on the email. It's on your damn email. Said it. I sent it. Anyway, we'll check it out. Anyway, hello to all. I'll get back to the chat board. Thank you all out there. As always, let's get to Dolphins talk with the one and only David Furones and our Welt and Realm Miami Dolphins report.
All rise, football fans, as the Welt and Realm Miami Dolphins report with David Furones is in session. Welt and Realm has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They are committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. Here's Miami Dolphins insider David Furones.
Folks, don't forget we are in hurricane season, but it really doesn't matter, right? Because I just drove through a torrential downpour on my way here. If you live in the Huechete area and the Kendo area, somewhere I drove right through, there was a torrential downpour, and that could happen at any time, create leaks, winds. All you need is 40 miles or more, and that might create even roof damage. Never call the insurance companies. You call Welt and Realm, they have their own adjusters who work for you. You know, when the insurance company sends the adjusters, they're working for the insurance company, not for you, dude. Okay, so call Welt and Realm. They'll send their adjusters, and then they'll attack the insurance company for you. So if you're dealing with bankruptcy, homeowner property damage, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury, reach out to Jeff Welt and Daniel Realm. The consultation is free. 954-966-4646. All right, Mr. Furones. From what I gather, I would call this, even though it was a no-pad day, I would call this a good day because nobody got injured, correct?
Yeah. No one live had any serious injuries. Sometimes guys end up with nicks that reveal themselves the next day, and obviously a few guys like, let's say, Alec Ingold, he's going through concussion protocol, so you're still waiting on him. We did have Elijah Campbell in a red no-contact jersey today.
That was the news. That was the news.
That was
today.
different. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, a lot of Andrew Myers still wasn't out there. And Austin Jackson's going to be out for a while. Same with Ashton Davis, Dante Trader, Cam Smith. So some guys missing, but yeah, no new injury popping up.
No, and to me I shouldn't say that because actually Elijah Campbell was something nobody knew about until now because he had the red jersey. So non-contact, but today was kind of a non-contact day anyways, because you're not wearing pads, so you're not really hitting as they say. So I would call it a decent day. But the Elijah Campbell thing, for a secondary that really outside of the top guy, it's hard to get a feel for anything. And I know Storm Duck played well today, but again, no pads and all that kind of stuff. It's just hard, man, to suffer injuries because they're so thin there. They don't even Weaver doesn't even know what he has back there outside of Minka.
It's so true how you can never have enough because, you are talking. I mean, we already know about the corners, but then the safety group after Minka, you're still working. If Fatou Melifonwu back, Ashton Davis has missed more than a week now, and it's going to still be more time. Elijah Campbell still had an active practice. He still did a lot. He was involved in team drills, but just no contact with him. That's why he was in the red jersey. So still a good sign that it's not something too serious that couldn't keep him from going out there running, playing the safety position. But yeah, and Trader as well. So you have a lot of safeties who are dinged up right now. Not to mention, you've already had multiple corners with season-ending injuries in Cater Kohu and, of course, Artie Burns, who you barely ever had. You only had him for OTAs and minicamp and then first practice of training camp gone. So, yeah, secondary, boy. I mean, these guys, they run a lot. They have to be quick twitch, reacting to what wide receivers are doing. And a lot of times that could lead to a lot of soft tissue ailments. And you run into guys in practice when they have a head of steam getting to the second level. So obviously a position where you are at risk a lot of the time.
Yeah, and it's just a tough situation. The Austin Jackson one, let's talk a little bit about a disturbing trend for Dolphins, for media, for the team itself. Okay, so what you're telling me now is, did you see Darren Waller practice?
Not practicing, doing some work on the side, working out.
Okay, so, Rosenhaus came out. Oh, no, he'll be ready for week 1. Okay, well, but you got to practice and actually play in order to be ready. And then now Austin Jackson, okay, he'll be ready for week 1. And, this game that you're playing, you're kind of rolling the dice and hoping that people are ready. You would like to see them out on the field, actually. Austin Jackson, even though he's proven, it's a detriment for the poor man to come straight out of injury to go to week 1 and just play. The Darren Waller one, I can't answer that, dude. I don't know I don't know what injury or something. They don't have to tell you guys anything, right? Right now, they don't have to say an injury, right? They're
right, correct.
No reason for when they even mention lower leg. They're being kind, even mentioning that if they want to do that, right?
Right. You might just get a leg or lower body as the description.
Right.
Yeah.
So I just wonder with this situation, this is a team that's so thin that you're also counting on people to return at a specific date. That kind of puts you in a really difficult situation when you really don't have somebody to step in and take over for that person.
Here's what perplexes me about the Darren Waller thing is that, okay, so he's not in football shape. You say he's in great shape, and it's just, okay, he's coming out of retirement and needs to get acclimated. But the thing is, when is he ever going to get in football shape from not practicing? Because now we're at the point in training camp. These guys are about to go to Chicago in Lake Forest, Illinois, and do a joint practice where the intensity is ratcheted up over there. It's joint practices. You're facing another team. You've gone through 2 weeks of training camp of going against each other. You've had some padded practices. Like now you want to go against an opponent and hit and really like thump and bring physicality and get it going a little bit. That's why you always have all these fights whenever you get to joint practices. You're about to go through that, and then the same thing in Detroit for 2 more sessions. So when is it that Darren Waller is actually going to start getting him on his way and reacclimated? It would have to be after all that. You also have a joint practice against the Jaguars when they come to town for the final week of the regular season. So now he's already missed all of this valuable time leading up to this, and you don't want to throw him into that fire when he hasn't been practicing. So, now I'm really confused as to when he's actually going to get that ramp up toward the regular season, although it is said that he will be back from his agent, Drew Rosenhaus, by week 1. And with Austin Jackson, I would say I'm less concerned about him. I would, even though he finished last season, second half of the season with that meniscus injury, I feel like he can just come right back and get it going. I feel like he is in that place as a veteran now. But
it's not good for him health-wise to have to ratchet up. What's good for him is to have a training camp and a preseason and a couple of practices and get in that football shape, not rehab and then hurry, get into football shape. That's rough for him, dude. And guess what? He's injury prone now. It's official.
Oh, yeah.
It's official now. It's
we
2
knew
months.
that. Yeah, he had a good run,
I
but then
could've
it
given
was
him a
right
break.
back to it.
He had the ankle deal 2 years ago, and then he had the thing here at the end of last year. Okay, that's fine, but now you have this shit too. Yeah, it's like, yeah, no, dude. Yeah, and so injury-prone people, I don't like putting them in that kind of position, but we'll see what happens. But it's just, I just hope it doesn't keep piling on. Guys that you're hoping to return for week 1. And back to the Waller situation. Here's where there's a fork in the road with me, and I'm going to go in another way where, a lot of fans and sometimes end in this silly thing. Oh, he's proven he was a Pro Bowler like 5, 6, 7 years ago or something. Like, dude, we got to stop on the reputation. You got to go off his latest reputation, which is he's a quitter. His numbers are pedestrian the last couple of years that he was in the league. It's not like he was a difference maker. And so all of a sudden, now we have this mysterious, like you just said it, if he's not in football shape, well, dude, this is the time to get in football shape right now. Nobody's in football shape. These are the weeks you use to get in football shape, and you're not using that. There's something else going on, and they're lying about something.
Yeah, and I think back to who was the last person that everyone went off reputation with for the Dolphins last year, who started the season on PUP. OBJ, right? You know where I'm going. So I don't want to resort to that like it's going to be another Odell Beckham situation. But I mean, actually, even tougher deal. He's coming off of retirement, just where he was just distanced. He had distance in his mind from the game. Losing the passion, and then now like picking it back up. So that's somewhere where mentally you have to get there. Although, sure, yeah.
It's funny, right? They pulled one guy out of retirement when the receiver they cut went back into retirement now, Odell Beckham, because he's not playing anywhere. So it just kind of I don't like counting on people like this. We're counting on another head case. And that's what Odell is, and that's what this guy is. He's another head case, bro. I mean, give me a break, dude. He couldn't even keep Kelsey Plum.
I'm not sure Odell was ever not retired when he was in Miami. I feel like that was an early retirement.
Touche.
Right there.
I like that.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like he just took it that way. But I do want to touch on one more thing with Austin Jackson is now this is an opportunity for Larry Borum to get elevated as a guy who's going to be an important. I know you laugh, but this is a guy that they are counting on to be the reserve swing tackle. That's going to be an important position with Austin Jackson's injury history. You need him to now get some reps against a former team of his now in the Bears, going in some joint practices against their front. So that's going to be important time for him to get those reps. While I feel like if Austin Jackson, yes, injury prone, there's going to be questions about him staying healthy. But I feel like if he is good to go, you can count on him at right tackle. Larry Borum as the reserve is a question mark that needs to get some big time reps. So I do want to see him go through these joint practices against the Bears, against the Lions next week, and see where he's at and if he can develop and build off of some of his shortcomings last year with the Bears.
Listen, I'm honored that you're trying out the material that you're going to try in the improv here on the show. I'm honored, bro. You
heard it first. You heard it first.
And I think, open mic night, I think you're going to kill it, dude. I think you're just going to fucking kill it, bro. I'm telling you, that right there is going to take you far right there. Now, in all seriousness, okay, I get the latest hopium you've got to pump into fans now with Larry Borum and all that. But
it's not hopium. It's not. He needs some reps. He needs some practice.
That ain't gonna happen. Where is Keon Smith? That's the guy I have some hope for to be a swing tackle. That's the guy I had hope for before. Whether I think they're fiddling around with him at guard or some. Bro, he's a tackle. And he's a young guy. He's got athleticism. He can move around. I don't know where he's at health-wise coming back from that knee injury from last year, but that kid showed me something, and he had the injury early, in the late in the off season. It was like it had the season didn't even start, so he's had more than enough time to recover, and he's young. Where is Keon? Because that's the guy right now that I may have some hope for to step in and fill in a little bit.
Yeah, it was last preseason, so he has had the full year now at this point. I mean, he's practicing in a knee brace on the left knee, so still dealing with some remnants of it. And actually today I did see him on the side. He had like a trainer. He was on one knee, and then he was like pointing at the left leg, like in the knee area. I don't want to speculate, but like still obviously maybe working through some stuff. Not something that kept him out or that he had to exit practice early, but still probably feeling something that he's got to work through, and pointing it out to a trainer. I did observe that today, but I mean, a guy who needs to earn a spot through versatility and being valuable at multiple positions. We've seen him go out to they try to make him a guard. He's been a tackle. Tackle goes down in Austin Jackson, works some outside out there. So a guy who will have to earn it through versatility. And right now, maybe on the outside looking in of a roster spot, but it could depend on how many the Dolphins are looking to take on the offensive line, where maybe he could be, if it is 9, then maybe he could be that 9th, or if Liam isn't back and showing anything by the end, or maybe they start him on the short-term IR before bringing him back, if Keon could get a roster spot that way. So there's avenues to get there, but still a little bit of a struggle, still probably dealing with some of the knee issues, but someone who you can still have a shot. You can still have a shot at it.
I hope so, man. I hope the kid can get healthy, because he was actually showing us something. I really like what I was seeing.
Good, big time journey for him. Just from small time school, and then working his way to a practice squad player, makes the roster 1 year, and obviously last year's knee injury was so devastating to see for a good guy.
Is there another lineman out there that's caught your eye at all outside of the starting 4 now that are left, and guard or center or tackle, or anybody out there, any other name? I know you brought up Larry Borum, like that's the next focus, but I don't think Larry Borum has had this great camp so far anyway. Just out of curiosity, has anybody stood out?
Yeah, no, I mean, he's just a guy that you kind of, it seems like you have to count on, but let's see. I mean, I am trying to keep an eye on Jermaine Ifedi, who was a former first-round pick way back in 2016. They signed him recently. And now in his 30s, of course, but possibly a candidate to elevate himself as he gets more practices under his wing and more reps in this system. Obviously, Daniel Brunskill, similar in recent signing, and a guy who has versatility on the line, and maybe has taken his lumps early in camp, but still a guy with experience under Mike McDaniel in San Francisco, and done some things at Tennessee. So still a guy that you're hopeful for. And Andrew Meyer, who he's been out now, left the last practice early on Sunday, wasn't out there today, but obviously made the roster as a player who they just stashed last year, essentially similar to at one time Keon Smith, but the Dolphins never had him active, always kind of just kept the 9 offensive linemen. So you could tell that Mike McDaniel, Butch Berry, Frank Smith, they're hopeful on that kid. That's why they gave him the roster spot and basically just held him out on the roster and kept him inactive for all those games, because they just wanted to keep him and keep developing him. So obviously a guy who has had while Aaron Brewer, for example, at center missed early parts of camp, then Andrew Meyer was playing an elevated role at center. So one guy to keep an eye on as well. But right now he's missing some time. He just missed today's practice after leaving early, the last one.
Meyer and Tanner Connor and Julian Hill. It's like a frat. It's like a frat of guys that hang out for 2, 3, 4 years, taking NFL salary, doing absolutely nothing, just hanging out, living on potential. Potential. That's amazing on that one. All right. The good news, by the way, actually, I thought the really good news was the whole Jalen Phillips thing, getting leg whipped, and he got, I think, a bruise on the knee, but he was back at practice, And I know he tried to calm everybody down on social media, but because of his injury history, we all worry about Jalen. We know he's fantastic and he's super talented, but I thought that was cool that he was out there on the field today practicing.
Yeah, just a bruise. So good for him because, when everyone first saw that, then you're starting to think the worst. Like, we know that last season ended with a knee injury. We know the year before ended with an Achilles. And, you just, especially for such an important season for him, 5th-year option, contract year at the end of his rookie deal. It's important for him. It's important for the Dolphins. And, the worst was avoided there for sure, and he was right back at it.
Yeah. All right. I think the best part about the Zach Sealer deal, it was going to get done, dude. Once they did the Minka thing, you knew it was automatic, and eventually it happened. But I think the best thing about it now is you're done with all that kind of shit. You can now play football. Nobody's in line for any money that they deserve. I know some of you are talking about Waddle. His ass is going to have to have a huge year this year before you even start talking about anything, down the line, or anybody else down the line, or anybody that you want to talk about as an extension, Jalen Phillips, whatever, whoever it is down the line. It's all down the line now. A year, 2 years, 3 years from now. These are all things that are going to have to develop down the line. Now there's none of those issues left on the team right now for the moment. Correct?
Yeah. I mean, I think the main ones that we were looking at going into training camp, it was Minka Fitzpatrick after you then took care of the other thing, which was Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith. 2 birds with 1 stone, get Minka Fitzpatrick back. But then they gave you another task on the to-do list, which was then to put him in a happy place with a revised deal. He still wants the extension, but then Zach Sealer was the other one. And I think he always knew they would eventually come around to him. And with the same agent as Minka, Drew Rosenhaus, I think there was communication with them, with the agency, with the Dolphins. So I think they always understood that would all go down, and sure enough, it did. The other thing was cornerbacks, and the Dolphins have added 3 veteran cornerbacks since camp started, and Jack Jones, Mike Hilton, and Cornell Armstrong. So while losing some as well, and Cater Coho and Artie Burns. So crossing those things off, maybe they could still use some help with the guys that are around. But when you see a guy like Storm Duck is having a good camp and all the good things you hear about him from coaches and the way he goes about his game, then you're hopeful that you've got one guy there. Although Camp Smith is not looking like anything you would hope for as a 2023 second-round pick. So you take the good with the bad there, and now that's it. Kind of puts you in a spot now where, and also you freed up some room by giving Sealer the extension while you bring in some cap space where maybe you could still make another move. I know Noah Fant was a thought, but then he ends up going to Cincinnati. But you can free yourself up.
No. They bring in bad rappers and retired football players, or a former 6th-round pick from 6 years ago in Chris Myrick. I know it was only a couple years ago, but I mean, Jesus Christ, bro. I mean, really, Chris Myrick. And what I love is people had to go deep and find a highlight from him in the preseason. Catching a deep touchdown on the right side of the end zone.
Yeah. Hey, from Reed Sinnett. Dolphins legend.
Yeah, we're
preseason legend.
We're in it to win it with Reed Sinnett, baby. That's it. That's what it's all about. But
that was my first preseason on the Dolphins beat. So I was there getting ready to ask Brian Flores all the questions about Deshaun Watson, because as I flew into Cincinnati, that whole thing started taking off about the Dolphins pursuing Deshaun Watson ahead of the season. So the big thing was Brian Flores' next press conference. It was about asking him everything on the Deshaun Watson pursuit. And then in the meantime, this incredible ending to a preseason game with all these backups when Joe Burrow didn't play. Or no, he did play a series. And then, that's what everyone in Cincinnati needed to see after he came off his injury from the year before. They end up going to the Super Bowl later that year. But yeah, I mean, you end up having a thrilling exhibition game there.
That's crazy. All right, what do you got going on the Sentinel so folks can check you out?
Yeah, I was just writing actually a cool story today. Jalen Phillips, in talking to us, revealed how Patrick Paul is a master shit talker. He talks mad shit out there on the field. You think he's such a nice guy, and he is. But when he's out on the field, he can really bring it with the smack talk. So you love to see that. I wrote about we just had assistant coach sessions, interview sessions the other day. So been throwing out a bunch of stories on Eric Stoodsville breaking down the running backs, Darren Waller, thoughts and insight from John Embry, the tight ends coach, Frank Smith, the OC, who had him with the Raiders as well. Special teams insight because we heard from Craig Ackerman on some standouts there. Those are the guys who make the roster by the end of camp. So definitely check that out. And yeah, I think we're getting to it tomorrow, so we'll have that. And before they get out to Chicago, I might just write myself a little Larry Borum story. So so I know you'll be the first to click on that one.
Oh yeah, I'll be clicking on that one, and I can't wait to see how Larry performs in these. That's the one thing that's going to be sad, because if you don't have somebody manning that right side, it's going to throw a lot of stuff off, man. So that's going to be rough. All right, follow him on Twitter at David Furones _ catch his work there at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. As always, my brother, appreciate you immensely. Thank you.
Sir, thank you.
You got it. Welton Rayom, proud sponsors of our program. If you're looking for lawyers, you can count on Bookend Tackles. I saw them crush Progressive personally for us when we had some kids think that they were like Fast and Furious, and they went right through the wall of our house. Well, Progressive didn't want to do their jobs. Well, Welton Rayom brought them to their knees. And they handle all, and then so many of our listeners over the last 5 years have called them 954-966-4646 for Welt and Rayom.
This has been another session of the Welton Rayom Miami Dolphins Report with David Furones. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle, slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help.
Back, and the one and only Steve Calabro. What's up, baby? How you doing? Wait a minute. You gotta pump it up, homeboy. There we go.
Big O live from the casino floor in our new table games pit, right there on the floor.
I've been in Vegas a bunch of times for boxing matches, for the draft, for the NBA Summer League. I've been doing shows at a casino now for 5 straight years. Obviously, like 20 with you guys overall, because Mr. Brunetti has been, so supportive. But the last 5 years, we've been, there or sometimes in the Flamingo, but never have I ever done it on a poker
on a live table game.
On a live
well,
table. I mean,
what could be a live table game?
Well, yeah, right. Once they kick our asses.
If Sean starts dealing cards, it's a live game.
Yeah.
Then I know it's a live game.
Yeah.
Live table.
Yeah.
But it's kind of cool to see the whole
This is
floor,
great.
right?
Yeah.
You got the high limit slot area behind here.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
And we got a security guard ready to bust our heads.
Oh, yeah.
If we take one stinking chip from this place.
Oh, yeah.
He's just looking at me. Go ahead, smart guy.
Yeah,
try
he's
it.
waiting for it. He can handle himself too, man. He can handle it.
I'm already there. I'm in the fear factor already, buddy.
Good.
I'm already
it's
there.
working. It's
I'm already
working.
there. I'm already there.
You're getting him a raise.
That's it. Yeah. You got to pay him. Go ahead. Get him a raise.
So right behind us, we have 3 Dragon Link high limit links.
Okay.
So you can bounce the customers that play. See, there's Dragon Link's the number 1 game in the country. And if you look over to your left there, that's the regular Dragon Link. It's normal average bet, a couple bucks a bet.
Okay. All right.
And you can win like $15,000 on the big jackpot. But behind us, the jackpots are more like 100,000, 150,000.
Wow.
Like a small one might be, he had a small one for 75,000, right? But the average bet's a little higher. It's like it's up in Sean's world, it's Sean, yeah, like
so now we're talking big
like
time.
$50 an average spin, stuff like that.
Now we're talking. We're talking big time now. I resent it, by the way. So
we're one of the few casinos that has multiple high limit links. So the guy's going for like 100,000 here, but he's not feeling it. He can move over to another bank and maybe he can try for a different big jackpot. Maybe it's 120. Maybe he feels the 120 is ready to pop.
Okay.
I'm telling you, it's really good. Now,
Okay.
I'm going to switch gears.
And by the way, every time you play, you're getting an entry to possibly winning a red Corvette. So
Sean's new car, the red Corvette.
Right. Well, you're racing Sean for the car, in other words. And the best part about it is that you have the better chance to win the Corvette or any prize they give here because you've got to be here live at the end of the month. On the 31st it is, right? Are we doing it?
I believe
the
the car
30th?
is the 30th.
The 30th.
Well,
But it is the 31st. But it's the 30th, and we do it at 1 a.m., which is the 31st. So on that
Saturday night.
On that Saturday night, you're here. You come on over, and I tell you that there's a fraction of the people that actually played the games all month long. So you have to be present. And then they pick the top 3.
We picked top 3,
and then
one of those 3 has the envelope with the
Corvette.
with the key in it. The key to the Corvette.
Corvette,
and it's nice.
Bitcoin, gold, Alfa Romero, Mercedes, F-150 Lightning. I mean, Jesus
Well, listen,
Christ.
I'm glad you're rattling
Boats.
off over giving away.
Boat.
I got a new one for you. I want your opinion, yours and Sean's opinion. Any of your viewers want to weigh in? It certainly would be appreciated. So, do you know this? The Tesla, I forget what they call it, the Cybertruck.
Oh yeah.
Now it's not really a car that
It's
the
ugly.
average guy would buy, right? It's a little bit ugly,
It's kind
right?
of ugly.
But it's kind of like
It's loud. It's like, hey, I'm rich.
It's in your
It's-
face. We're thinking
it's-
about giving away a site that I can
Right,
buy this toy.
Exactly. I have so much money that I'm going to buy. Because you don't buy that car for it to be your daily use.
No, you're driving that once a week or once a month.
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah.
what do you think about giving a Tesla Cybertruck away?
I think that would be cool.
We haven't decided yes or no.
Have you seen the one that's like the sports car that it's like 60 grand?
What, Tesla?
Yeah, dude, it is. I'll show it to you.
I
got to say that's a beautiful vehicle.
I'm interested.
I'm
interested.
I'll find it for you.
A sports car too.
No,
I'm
I'll
more of a sports car guy.
I'll find it for you. Yeah, it's like a sporty look. It's really, really nice.
Have you seen the SUV?
I got to give props to that one. It's not the regular Y3 or whatever that they have. The other ones, no, it's Y Model 3 or Y model. No, this is a little different, and it is
this Big O. This morning, I had to take an Uber. This morning, actually, it was Lyft. We'll give Lyft the plug there. And the guy picks me up.
The Model S.
Oh, the Model S.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I didn't get picked up this morning with a Model S.
Yeah, the Model
S.
S.
From 85,000.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was off a little bit.
He was off by 25,000.
You're looking at a phone with a cracked shield, bro. What do you want me to do, bro?
25,000.
It's like,
He kind of missed it.
It's like, okay, I'm off to 84,990. Yes. Okay. But that's
close.
That's why it's 84,990.
Yeah, it's cool
but that
looking.
one is really
Sweet looking.
Oh my God, that one is super sweet.
I like it a lot.
You gave away gold twice, 50-50. And by the way, whoever took the Bitcoin got way more than 84,000 now.
True. That's true. They took the cash.
Losers. They don't get it.
They didn't get it. Most of the country doesn't get Bitcoin.
They don't understand. They don't understand that our money's dying
and Bitcoin is growing.
It's
although,
like they multi.
Listen, I'm on board with you. Bitcoin, Ethereum. I'm big on Ethereum, right?
You're on Planeteer, buddy.
Oh, Palantir.
Palantir. I'm sorry.
Did
Palantir,
you see today?
It's just ridiculous.
It's up 14 points or something.
It grew. Did you see what the doc said?
No.
Okay, he's a doctor, the guy that runs the whole Palantir thing. Okay, listen to what this son of a bitch said. He's a genius. He goes, over the next couple of years, I plan to have 10 times the growth with the fraction less people that we have working right now. So AI is going to take over.
I bought it.
AI is going to take over. I know.
I bought it in December, January.
I think of you and your wife with Palantir. That's
My
all I
wife
think
bought it
about.
cheaper than I did. My wife bought it in the 30s. I bought it in 70. It's 170. Today it's up 13
That's why I mentioned your wife, because I know your wife is really the big baller here.
She's the baller. She
baller.
bought it at 39. I bought it at 72.
Right.
That's just like smart. and dumb.
Right.
39. What would you rather buy it at? 39 or 72?
Palantir grew 45% in this quarter
on great earnings. The revenue was off the charts.
This is the problem. This is what's going on right now. Is things are happening that we've never seen before.
Yeah, man.
We've never seen this. We've never seen
AI,
the change that's coming.
AI.
AI, Palantir, NVIDIA. These are power companies that we've never seen. MicroStrategy is going to grow into maybe the richest company in the world eventually.
But there's a steady Eddie. Microsoft.
Yes.
It's up like 50 points in the last month.
Of course, because everybody has to use it.
I mean, when's the last time you had somebody send you a spreadsheet and it wasn't Excel?
Yeah, exactly.
It had to be like 20 years ago.
Right.
It's a monopoly.
Right. So,
don't say that too loud.
There are things going on that we have never dealt with, and Palantir is one of them. They've never seen a company explode the way Palantir has exploded.
I'm thinking about buying more. But anyhow, I got one more. Before I leave, I got
the magic will be is when to know to say when to get off. That's the magic.
Well,
you're on the roller coaster now, and you have to time it, but you're not even close yet. That's the beauty.
It could be a $500 stock, and we could be sitting at this table, a year from now.
Easy.
I'm going to change
and I think because of AI, they may even explode even faster.
I know they're going to get rid of programmers. My son's a programmer. He writes code. He said AI is going to write the code now.
Yeah.
But he's also AI specialist.
But he's going to be right.
He's an AI specialist.
That's where it gets to the next level. That you're going to have to be the ones that help create the AI and everything else.
His college professor, who's a buddy of his,
maintain and everything. Yeah.
His college professor in Drexel University wrote one of the initial textbooks that like 30% of the universities in the country use for AI. That first class you learn about AI, his college professor and friend. They still live up in Philly, but anyhow, I'm going to change.
The Jetsons are here, my friend.
Jets, we're going to be,
That's right. Yeah.
I'm going to change directions before I leave. I just want to bitch and complain.
I
just want to bitch and complain about the Dolphins. There's a specific thing I know you're going to jump on me because about the Dolphins. I'm convinced do not for the last 10 or 15 years. Do not understand the concept of a tight end. And
no, we did before.
When? In the last 10 years?
Your buddy Gesicki caught 70 balls
and
with
then they traded
deadbeat.
Him. And then they traded his ass.
But at least they understood
the guys that traded him are still there.
No, I get it, but I mean, we had Randy McMichael. We had some guys.
McMichael was 10 years ago.
No, more. It's more than that.
All right, so here's my point.
20 years ago, actually.
So if you think about Tom Brady, what did he have around him?
Tight ends.
Not great tight ends, super great tight ends.
Yes.
Gronkowski, what's the guy from Miami, Florida?
Marino always had tight ends.
Tight ends.
Always.
What does that guy? He's a pretty good quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. What does he have? Tight end.
A Hall of Fame one.
Most Super Bowl teams have an exceptional tight end.
The Giants win without Mark Bavaro.
Mark Bavaro. They don't even come close, right? So
he's the Zonk of tight ends.
I'm just telling you that in my opinion, Chris Greer, the owner of the Dolphins, and McMichael, understand.
It's not been a Greer thing. It's been more of a McDaniel thing that he doesn't get the damn because he got him Gesicki and then he gets him Jonnu Smith. Like he got him Jonnu Smith and he didn't use him the first month as much.
How can you get rid of Jonnu Smith?
I've already told you there's a different agenda going on that I'm trying to explain to people.
That's my point. I'm kind of
they're trying to get rid of McDaniel, dude.
Just fire his ass.
No, because they just signed him to a whole deal. So they need, since he's got a new contract, they need cause. So it kind of looks like, and that's what this whole season's about. A transition to go to Weaver, and they're going to fight. This is a team that's not going to make an impact anyways. So might as well go on this transition. You save yourself money this year. You didn't spend any money. You didn't mortgage any of the future. In fact, you added a third and a fifth round pick for the future. You strengthen your future by not burying your present right now even more. So you actually are giving Weaver a better chance to succeed next year. I kind of like this at least.
I think
they already screwed up.
I think Jonnu's going to have the next 5-6 years going to be spectacular for Jonnu.
I don't.
I think he's going to do great.
I completely disagree with you.
I think he's going to do great.
I think he has a chance to do something this year because he has Aaron Rodgers. After that, he has no quarterback in Pittsburgh.
Let's see.
No. Let's not see.
No,
Did you watch what's happened since Ben Roethlisberger till now? They can't find a quarterback.
Can't find one, yeah.
So they ended up signing a 40-year-old who's going to be there for 1 year.
If he plays 10 games, it'd be amazing.
And then next year you have no quarterbacks again. And so if you're I like Jonnu. I'm not arguing with you on that. It's just I'm saying if you have no quarterback, you're screwed.
This year, I think Gesicki and Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals are going to be in the championship game. I don't know about the Super Bowl. They're going to be in the championship game.
They just added the guy that was a free agent, Cincinnati, right? Didn't Cincinnati add Noah Fant? Yeah, the Bengals. So Noah Fant was available that we could have signed, who's better than everybody we have right now. And he's nothing like, oh, my God. But Cincinnati went and, let's put him. So now they have Gesicki and Noah Fant. To back your point up,
understanding the
more tight
ends.
More tight ends.
So, but why can't the owner, why can't Steve wake up one day and say, hey, you know what? I want a tight end in my offense. You're my
gotta
employee.
Have that. That
you're
should
my
be automatic.
McDaniel, you're my employee. I want that to work. You're such a offensive guru. Work most of the good Super Bowl teams have a premier tight end, not a good one, a premier one.
So you're betting over or under for the Dolphins at 8.5?
Oh, under. Well, we talked about.
By the way, but wait a minute, hold on a second. Now on the Hialeah Sports app, there you can go through.
What's the over under on the?
It's 8.5, but the under is minus 185. The over 8.5 is plus 150. They mess with you, bro. They mess with you like you're convinced, but you know it. It's the NFL. There's so much parity. Anybody can win 8 games. So you sneak in a 9th game, minus 185 too. That's a little
McDaniel
rough.
Is not winning 9 games.
I truly believe that too. That's now. I have the Canes having a hell of a season and in the ACC championship game. Okay. I don't have the Dolphins in the playoffs. I have them like winning 7 games, maybe.
Yeah, they'll be. I think 6 or 7. Now the over/under will end it at this. My over/under was week 13. McDaniel gets fired. I think you were a little
10.
earlier. Yeah, you were 10
and under.
Yeah, I was on 13.
He'll be gone by week 10.
And Sean had him going to. You had the Dolphins going to the Super Bowl. Super Bowl. Yeah,
week 11.
This is the year. This is the year. Without a tight end.
Week 11, we broadcast from Madrid. So
I think it's 13. I'm liking 13.
Okay.
Is there any place where I can bet that week 13, the over under on McDaniel? Probably have to go to a bookie in the street, right?
No. They got crazy ass props in Vegas. You just gotta go dig for it.
Yeah,
but they got. By the way, aren't you going there for some kind of convention?
Yeah, October 6th. That's my wife's birthday. Actually,
she's a Libra like me.
She's October.
I'm a first. I'm October 1st.
Yeah, she's October 6th.
No wonder she's the badass there in the family.
She is, and you know what? She can cook a storm up, man. You know what she made?
That.
You know what she made? I'm
cooking up stocks and food.
Stocks and food, man. She is spectacular. So here's what she did this week. I don't know if you. This is the last story that I got to run. When I grew up, there was a thing called pizza frita. It was light, thin fried dough.
Okay.
With pizza sauce on it and really high quality grated cheese.
Okay.
It was to die for, right?
All right.
So I don't know. She tells me the other day, she says, I'm having an urge for pizza frita. I haven't had a pizza frita in like 35 years. Right?
I got to try it one day.
Pizza frita, right? And she goes, and I got a special dessert. Now did I tell you I'm from New Jersey?
No, not at all. Never.
Never. In Jersey, we have a special dessert. You got to know what this is. Zeppelis. Do you know what a Zeppeli? Oh,
I know what Led Zeppelin is.
No, Zeppeli. Zeppeli is Zeppole. Might be 2 P's, and it's fried dough about the size of a golf ball. With you put a bunch of fried dough in like a brown bag, and you put sugar, like what do you call it? That confectionate sugar. And it's like at a carnival when you have what's that thing with?
The elephant ear.
No, the other one. It's fried dough. It's fried dough with sugar.
Yeah, the elephant ear.
No, there's something else called.
Your funnel cakes.
Funnel cake.
It's
like
elephant
funnel cake,
ear.
funnel cake,
It's
yeah.
just
It's like
another
funnel cake.
name.
Yeah, but it's
tomato.
It's Zeppelis, and they're pizza dough. So then we have this pizza.
Yeah, if you go like this, Zeppelis, they're gonna think you're rolling a fat one. Is what they're gonna. Led Zeppelin.
It's not that big.
A Led Zeppelin.
Right, and so I'm gonna bring in some Zeppelis. They're so
yes,
and they got to be warm. They got. I'm sorry about that.
Don't
a little Zeppeli.
Don't threaten me now.
No, listen.
Don't threaten me now.
I'm telling you, there's got to be some Jersey people. They got to weigh in on Zeppelis. Zeppelis, it's a big boardwalk thing.
Well, we got people weighing in. It says Juan says, ever since you got Steve on Tuesdays, I feel like tomorrows are Fridays. Ready to collect a check and enjoy the weekend, but damn, it's 3 more days to go. And then True Fin
That's
fan,
what I feel like.
your Bimini buddy
Bimini
chimes
buddy.
in. He says, "Stop using my prediction, Steve. 6-11 is all mine."
I'll give it to him. You got it. But there's got to be an Italian from New Jersey listening right now, and it's got to be. And the Zeppeli is unbelievable. Now they should be warm. I see. I can't bring it in, and it's like drive from fly.
But
from
we
New
got a
Jersey.
microwave here, don't we?
Oh, you can't microwave.
No, you can't?
Zeppeli.
Okay, I'm
Come
sorry.
on, that's a rookie. That's a rookie there.
What do you want me to do, bro? It's the only cooking I
I
know.
gotta take you to New Jersey. That's it. We're going to the
Okay,
boardwalk.
let's go.
We're going to the boardwalk, and because they got to be warm. And my wife takes out these Zeppelis. They were like the best Zeppelis I've ever tasted in my life.
Is it a restaurant that makes them there?
No, every pizza shop makes
Oh,
them.
okay, all right.
Every pizza shop. Anyhow,
Okay. All
sorry.
right. No,
Sorry,
that's great.
I got all freaked out about the pizza frita and Zeppelis that my wife made this week. They were unbelievable. They have to be one of the most unhealthiest foods in the world.
We're definitely in.
It's like you have to go to your cardiologist the next day, and he looks at you like, "What'd you do this weekend?"
Yes. Arteries clogged. That's it.
Mission accomplished.
Wait a minute. It was only 8% last week. It's 88 now. What is going on
How many
here?
Zeppelis did you eat?
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right, my brother.
Be good.
You
Take
got
care.
it.
Adios.
Steve Calabro here at Hialeah Park. Yes, sir. All right. Hour number 2 of the program here at Hialeah Park. Thank you, True Fin fan, for the super chat. Nyberg says, McDaniel becoming the first coach fired this season. I'm hoping he's gone before Halloween. I hope he proves me wrong and he goes and wins a playoff game. That's what I really, you know what I mean? I can tell you what my heart says. No, I can tell you what my mind says. My heart always wants them to win, but I can tell you what my mind says. Yeah, my mind says this is not good, man. This is not good. This is going to be a really tough season overall. It's just, people have to spin it that way because if they don't, they'll lose a lot of you. You want to hear it positive. Kinson is tired of people hating on Greer. Well, that's going to happen until they start winning, my brother. And that's unfortunate. Take it from me that I'm the guy that actually, I'm one of the few that actually defends Greer. And I'll point at some of the mistakes he's made because they're obvious. You can't avoid them. But that's how it goes, man. Until you get it done, people aren't gonna climb on board. Look, it's funny. I'm glad you said this because I was messing with a friend of mine yesterday, and he goes, "Dude, but at least don't you watch the Marlin game?" And I go, "No, bro, I don't. Why am I going to tie my emotions to it? They're not trying." And he goes, "Well, they're winning." And then I go to him, "Are they really trying to win, or is it just that by happenstance they're young players that put together a nice streak and it's fantastic and it's beautiful and it's fun and all that and enjoy, but you're climbing on board like this is something real?" And he goes, "Well, maybe they've changed." Then I go, "If they've changed, why is it when the deadline came they moved players? They didn't add players?" And then he said nothing after that. And I said, if you really change and you're trying to win, you're so hot right now, the trading deadline's coming, and you would add something to make your team better. You're losing Jesus Sanchez, right? I think it was Jesus Sanchez is the one they traded. And maybe they made another small trade, I think, or something, but whatever. So think about it. So if you're trying to win, aren't you trying to add? And then, by the way, there'll be another deadline at the end of this month here on August 31st, the waiver deadline. And then are you going to, again, unload? You know what I'm saying? So I told them, it's great, dude, enjoy, but I'm not going to tie myself emotionally to it. If they happen to get lucky and keep running this for the next 2 months and make the playoffs, hey, I'll watch the playoffs. What the hell? Then I'll invest for the playoffs, but I'm not going to invest thinking that anything has changed. It's just a terrific little run. God bless them. Players are playing their way off this team because that's what you do in the Marlins, that you play well enough, eventually they'll trade you. So I tell them and I tell you guys, it's the same thing. There's nothing's changed. The day they start to keep people and want to keep a core, then I'll believe that they're trying. But meanwhile, I'm not going to invest anything to them because some of you are going to be pissed in the offseason when they unload people, or at the end of this month if they unload people, or in the next trading deadline if they unload people, and because you're then all of a sudden lied to yourself that something's changed. Nothing's changed, dude. Nothing's changed. It's just a fun little streak for those young players. And God bless them, man. You know, it's good for them to have that streak, and they can prove that they belong. Don't forget, BigCheeseMiami.com, proud sponsor of our program. We love Gary and all the great people out there at the Big Cheese. It started over 40 years ago. Billy and Gary came up with the idea and the concept, and they've been serving pasta there for 40 years, 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue. Go to BigCheeseMiami.com. And by the way, when you walk in, the walls are loaded with hurricane memories all over the place, man. So it's a beautiful thing. Check it out. All kinds of signatures and pictures and stuff that's happened over the last 40 years. It'll blow you away there. And check it out at BigCheeseMiami.com. Manny Navarro will join us in this hour. We'll talk a little Canes with Manny. If you got any questions you want me to ask Manny, you can pass them on there on the chat board. We can do that. Not a problem. What else do we have going on? I don't know if is any breaking news or anything going on, Sean, that I haven't seen, just in case. Don't know, since we've been talking with Furones and then with Steve, as always. Let's see, what do we have here? Pat in Nashville says something is rotten in the state of Denmark. Uh-huh. What do we have on the chat board? Benny, hopefully Waller drops a new album soon. Oh, man. Jeff Street says, go jump on the Jets. With a dumb comment like that, not a true fan. He must be talking to somebody there, saying something out there about negative something about the Dolphins. The Cryptozaurus guy drives. He has one. He doesn't drive one all the time, but I know he has one of those. It's an ugly car. Ugly car. That S model, right? Is that the one that I showed him? That's the one, and it's cheaper than the stupid Cybertruck. If I'm going to get one, if I'm going to spend, first of all, I don't even have the money to even dream to get a car that's expensive like the Cybertruck. But if I had the money to do that, I'd rather get the Model S. I've seen that one on the street. That one's nice, dude. That's a nice car. Really is. So, anyway, elephant ear from the fair. Yummy. Yeah, the best. The best. It's one of the reasons why I love going to the Dade County Youth Fair, just to get an elephant ear. It's one of my highlights. Sure, get on a ride, dunk the clown, go check out the artwork with the wife, all that kind of crap, all the stuff that I've done since I was a kid. But an elephant ear, oh, man, that's a highlight right there. That's a highlight in my life, is getting an elephant ear. With cinnamon sugar, by the way, with brown sugar. I don't like it with the powdered sugar. I'm more of a brown sugar elephant ear type, by the way. Let's see. The Dolphins are bringing in a lot of scrubs. Yes, sir, they are. And yet some people think they'll win 11 games and they'll. But hey, I get it. You got to convince yourself, or if not, you won't watch. Jesus Sanchez wasn't that good to begin with. We know you don't like them. Why don't? Well, it's like I said, it's unloading, not loading, and eventually nothing will change. So yeah, I don't like them. I don't like this ownership at all. They have no commitment to winning whatsoever. Dolphins aren't a joke. I don't believe. Just watch. Big O, keep it going. There we go. Unfortunately, my friend, our Dolphins have been a joke for 40 years until proven otherwise. 40 years. Even the Marino years were a joke because they didn't do anything. Anyway, Dolphins. Over and under is 8.5. The under is minus 185, and the over is plus 150. I just checked it this morning on the Hialeah Park sports book. And the problem is right now is to get to 9 wins. You need everything to fall into place. You need everybody to play well. You need rookies to actually be big contributors to all of this. And then you need Mike McDaniel to all of a sudden change completely as a coach and do practically everything he does opposite what Steve talked about. Get the tight end involved constantly. He finally did that last year with John. Will he continue? Yeah, the Icahn kid, I forgot his name, Westbrook Icahn or whatever his name is. He caught a touchdown today. Well, are you going to get the big receiver involved? Because you never do. Are you going to get the big backs involved? Because you never do. Are you going to stay with the running game? Because you never do. We're asking the man to completely change everything that he's done pretty much. And by the way, read the comments from the writers too. A lot of pre-snap penalties today. Are you going to cut that out finally? All those things. Now, I can't judge you on pre-snap penalties right now because it's training camp and, you're working on stuff and all that. So things are going to happen. But these are all habitual issues. So I understand that we want to spin it. We want them to win 12, 13, 15 games and go to the Super Bowl and win it all. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard, dude. It's hard. I right now struggle to see more than 7 wins because of the shortcomings of the coach and the talent, because you don't have depth. And there are certain parts of your team that are just absolute weaknesses. The secondary is an absolute weakness that is going to get exposed unless they got a bunch of young guys that freak us out and do things they've never done before in their lives, because that's what you have there. You got a bunch of people that have never done anything in their lives. It's crazy. It really is to expect that. And by the way, today, Ashton Davis out, Dante Trader Jr., Cam Smith is pretty much a lost cause. Jason Marshall was working on the side. Matos is out, not that he's going to be a factor. Jalen Conyers, McKenzie, Andrew Meyer, Alec Ingle with a concussion. Jalen Phillips was back after getting leg whipped and had a bruise. Elijah Campbell was wearing a red non-contact jersey. You're already thin there in the secondary. And Elijah Campbell is one of those guys that you need to step up now that you have some of the other guys injured. Man, it's tough. It is tough. And you still have yet to go through these practices, these scrimmages against these other teams, and then the preseason games. That's going to take a toll, like it's going to take a toll on every team before you even start the regular season. And it's hard to imagine that you're going to stay in one piece when you've broken down already quite a bit here in the first couple of weeks of training camp. I just want you to look at it realistically where it's at. And to each his own. I'm looking forward to the season. but I'm looking forward to more on individual levels. Okay, and I've told you guys this before. It's about focusing on Grant, hoping Sealer continues his dominant play. Hope that Jalen Phillips stays healthy, has a hell of a year, and Chop tears it up. All those kind of things. That's what I want to have individually. Now, do I know that it's going to be tough for them because their secondary is terrible? Yeah, it's going to be tough for the front seven. So it's going to be a hard balance for them. Great quarterbacks that can read defenses quickly, they're going to be able to pick the secondary apart because they're going to know where the blitz is coming from and where you're attacking them from. That's going to be a bit of a challenge for the defense. And then the offense is still in transition, and it has no depth on the O-line. So the second it has an injury or two, oh, my God, it could be catastrophic. And by the way, injuries on the O-line then put Tua at risk, who is not necessarily durable. And then if you're not doing things well, then Tua all of a sudden thinks he has to do too much. Hey, can you send Manny a link? I don't know if he got one. Yeah. I don't think I okay. Yeah, no, it's my fault. I think I didn't send him one. But I know he's coming now. So I wanted to make sure because we set it up at this time. Just tough, man. It's tough. It's tough to sit there and lie to myself and convince myself of anything different unless I see it. Unless there's some freak stuff that happens that all of a sudden the magic comes from all ends. The coach changes, all the rookies elevate, and everybody stays healthy, and crazy stuff starts happening. Marlins-like stuff starts happening that you're watching right now the last 2 months. It's tough. Remember, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation, which we always love that. Appreciate you all out there as always. Okay, what else do we have here? And by the way, I do want to remind you that Subaru of Pembroke Pines is a proud sponsor of our program at 16100 Pines Boulevard. We'll be broadcasting out there on the 20th. Okay, so in 2 weeks, we'll be out there on Wednesday, the 20th, having some fun. So come on out and join us out there at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Eric Stampone will join us. We'll have some fun. And the Solterra is out there. They got the 2025 Solterra. They got 0% financing right now. The 2025 Forester, they've got it at 3.9% financing, $257 a month right now, the lease feature. The Outback, extremely popular, $267 a month, the lease feature. Check it out there, 0% financing available. The Crosstrek, they got it loaded out there. They got 60, 70 Crosstreks to pick from, a whole bunch. Okay, I don't know. Maybe it's 50, maybe it's 80. I don't know. A bunch out there. I'm telling you, 2.9% financing. Go check it out there at Subaru Pembroke Pines. The Legacy is a beautiful sedan that they've added to 2025 model, $275 a month. The Impreza, great vehicle for those that are starting off, $199 a month and 3.9% financing. Go see Eric Stampone and all the great guys out there. They will take care of you. Of course, Thomas Umpierre, Brian Medina, Samuel Williams. Alan is the GM. He does an outstanding job at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. All right. Yes. What else do we have going on? All right. Wow. So Ozzy, you saw, passed away from a heart attack, and he had coronary artery disease and Parkinson's. All contributed to it along with the heart attack. I almost feel, dude, that once he had like that concert, it allowed him to rest in peace. He like after all this shit he had been through, he wasn't able to perform and this and that, and he got on stage and had a high to be able to perform with his band, and then also perform with Black Sabbath. And I think that's kind of like took him to that pinnacle, and now he's at the ultimate pinnacle. You know. By the way, today is 42 years of risky business. 42 years ago today, Booger from the Nerds turned to Tom Cruise and said, sometimes you've got to say, what the? You know? So we're waiting for Manny Navarro, by the way. Once he gets on, let's get to some musicians. Let's do that before we talk a little Canes football, a little more NFL. Let's get to musicians born on this date. Let's start it off with Jennifer Finch, bassist with American rock band L7, born my year, 1966. Adam Yauch from the Beastie Boys, MCA, born in 1964. Sadly, we lost him in 2012, the damn cancer, which affects so many of us. Stuart Crawford, born in 1960 from Kajagoogoo. Pat Smear, one of the founding members of the Germs, and was a guitarist for Nirvana from 93 to 94, and joined the Foo Fighters in 97. He was born in 59 today. Happy birthday to him. Let's see. Who else? Rick Derringer. We just lost him recently. Born in 1947. Producer, guitarist, vocalist, the McCoys, Edgar Winter Group, all of that. Rick Derringer, born in 1947. No, actually, Rick is actually still with us. It's Aldo Nova that was with Rick Derringer that we lost. That's the one. Rick Huxley from the Dave Clark 5, born in 1942. That's musicians. Now we go with other famous folks celebrating birthdays. Remember, if I don't give you the age, that means they are no longer with us, okay? Neil Armstrong, the astronaut, born in 1930 on this date. Hall of Famer member Herb Brooks, born in 1937. Actress, she just passed away. Lonnie Anderson, born in 1945. Musician Eddie Ojeda from Twisted Sister, born in 55. He is 70. Actor Maureen McCormick, born in 56. She's 69. Let's see. Peter Burns, musician from Dead or Alive, born in 59. Hall of Famer Patrick Ewing, born in 62. He is 63 today. Celebrity chef David Chang, born in 77. He's 48. Actor Jesse Williams, born in 81. He's 44. Olympic runner bobsledder Lolo Jones, born in 82. She's 43. And virgin, right? Is she still a virgin, by the way? Is Lolo Jones still a virgin? That is musicians. Sean Stanley, do you have wrestlers born on this date?
Yes, sir, we do. Aaron Hanair is 33. Kendo Cashin is 57. The great Mildred Burke was born on this date in 1915. Nikita Lyons, she turns 26. Pat Tanaka, 64. Shazza McKenzie turns 37. And Stan Lane from the Fabulous Ones and the Midnight Express, he turned 72 on August 5th, 2025.
Midnight Express. All right, let's move over to what happened today in music history. All right, we start off in 1969. The Rolling Stones gave a free concert in London's Hyde Park for an audience of 250,000 as a tribute to Brian Jones, who had died 2 days earlier. Mick Jagger read an extract from Percy Bysshe Shelley's Adonis and released 3,500 Butterflies. In 74, Linda Ronstadt records her breakthrough hit, You're No Good, at the Sound Factory in Hollywood with producer Peter Asher. In 83, on this date, Suicidal Tendencies released their self-titled debut album, spawned Suicidal Tendencies' biggest hit to date, Institutionalized. In 86, on this date, Janet Jackson started a 2-week run at number 1 on the U.S. album charts with Control. Let's see. In 93, U2 released their 8th studio album, Zooropa, with Numb, Lemon, Stay Far Away, So Close. It's actually a really underrated album. It's such a good album, actually. Really good album. In 99, the Eurythmics announced their first world tour in more than 10 years, and that all profits would be given to charity. The duo made the announcement from the Greenpeace boat, Rainbow Warrior, on the River Thames in London. In 2008, Katy Perry's I Kissed a Girl hit number 1 in the U.S., where it stayed for 7 weeks. Perry's first chart topper. It's a starting turnabout for about just 7 years earlier when she was a gospel singer recording under her real name, Katie Hudson. From gospel to I Kissed a Girl. So naughty. But hey, them Catholic girls, they just hide behind that stained glass curtain, That's what it is. But there's a lot of action going on. Huey Lewis is 75. Jimmy Crespo, guitars for Aerosmith, 71. Mark Cohn is 66. Michael Marnock from Steppenwolf is 75. Robbie Robertson from the band is born today, 1943, obviously no longer with us. Dr. Mac Dre was born today, 1970. And Nick O'Malley from Arctic Monkeys is born in 40. So there you go. Those are other things that happened today in music history. How do you like them apples? Love it. All right. No Manny yet? All right. Trying to get Manny Navarro on. Hopefully we will get him on in the next few minutes. Oh, man. And by the way, why are people freaking out about Sydney Sweeney in jeans? Have you guys seen this? Did you not grow up with Brooke Shields hot in jeans also? Like, how many women have we ever seen in jeans? It's just a jeans commercial. No, I know, but it's always like one side or the other making something out of. When nobody ever made anything out of Brooke Shields or anybody else. We put hot women in jeans because hot women in jeans look good. What are you going to do? A fat guy like me in jeans? That's not going to sell, dude. Sorry. Like, wow. It's just weird. Like, now they make a big deal about women in jeans, but when I was young, we didn't make a big deal about Brooke Shields in jeans. But then again, when I was young, we didn't make a big deal about a vaccine either. Just, hey, got a measles vaccine, got the polio, what were the vaccines we grew up as kids? Those were measles, polio. Nobody made a big deal of it, right or left. They're both the same. But that's what I'm saying, right? Because the left is making a big deal about the jeans, which, like, dude, give me a break. We've had hot women in jeans forever. And then the idiots on the right about vaccines, right? I was thinking about this. That's right and left for you, right? Then you got Elizabeth Warren and Trump both agreeing on the debt ceiling, left and right. Okay? Then you got Republicans. They want to change the history books, right? Democrats want to take down statues. Everybody was racist back in the day. It's just kind of the way it goes, bro. Everybody grew up differently. They settled things with gunfights in the streets. Like, we were animals back in the day. That's kind of the way it is. That's what our forefathers were. And walked around with wooden teeth and all screwed up. So it's funny how, and then the Dems want to take the statues down. The Republicans want to change the history. And then, it's just funny how they all do the same thing, and they're all just they point the fingers at each other, and it's just funny. The Gene thing just like reminds me of all the crap that's gone on. Everything is politicized, and everybody from both sides gets suckered into it. Biden prints 8 trillion, Trump prints 8 trillion. Trump will probably print like 10 now. Like, they're all the same, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy. Genes. Ridiculous. Anyway. All right, we got Manny? All right, good. We'll get Manny now. Manny will be jumping in. We'll have a little fun with Manny. Rainier says there is no expectations for the Dolphins this year. This will help them, maybe. Yeah, I mean, listen, man, whatever you want to spin it to is all good by me. If that's what makes you feel good, you know. I don't think expectations or no expectations affect the Dolphins whatsoever. I think the Dolphins are what they are, unfortunately, because whatever, your coach, your talent's not good enough, or whatever it is that you may not be. And this year, the talent's not good enough. So that's Dolphin Dave. I'm going to watch young guys develop this season. Exactly. I love your outlook. That's where you and I are on the same page. That's all I want. That's all I want. All right, let's do it. Let's go to a man that understands women in hot jeans one way or another. It's Manny Navarro and our Caneswear Miami Hurricanes report.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. If you're a Miami sports fan, there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2655 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop. Time for Canes fans to get what they want. Information, insight, and perspective. It's the Caneswear Miami Hurricanes Report with Manny Navarro. Exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. Here's Big O and insider Manny Navarro.
All right, Manny. You and I come from the same world. Whether it's Brooke Shields or Sydney Sweeney. It's just a hot woman in jeans, bro. That's it, right?
That's all she is, yeah. I mean, what's wrong with her?
What are they going to do? Put me in jeans?
How you been, brother?
Great, but that's not how you sell jeans. Anyway, so let's go. And there's a lot of gene producing going on right now at the University of Miami. I'm looking forward to the physical style of play that is coming with the U. And that, to me, is, on one end in Miami Gardens, I'm worried about, they have no depth whatsoever. Well, on this end, I'm not that worried, actually. I love the starters, and they probably have some depth, too, at the same time that can rotate in and out.
Yeah, I mean, this is what Mario's been building for the last 4 years in terms of, just depth on the offensive and defensive lines and recruiting really, really well at both of those spots. I think, we've seen it with the offensive line the first couple of years, right, with guys like Francis Mauigoa. Now we're hoping to see it with the defensive line with newcomers like Justin Scott, who was a true freshman last year. This is going to be year 2 for him. You're hoping he takes a huge step up. Former 5-star guy, Armando Blunt, defensive end, edge rusher, guy that's a disruptor in the middle of that. Could be another disruptor in the middle of that defense. So to me, you're right. I think that's the big thing. Going into next year, or going into this fall rather, is that you're going to have some real talent, some real depth up front, and it's going to show itself in the games.
All right, so talk to me. What are you hearing about Carson Beck? Because obviously, I know they don't let you guys watch all of practice.
Yeah,
you can see some of the stretching and all that. But what are you digging in? What are you finding out?
Yeah, I mean, I think he looks every bit the part of the $3 to $4 million man that he's supposed to be. I think his arm strength, his elbow, the surgically repaired elbow is fine by all accounts that I've heard. I think he's throwing the football exceptionally well. I was able to watch the first practice. Didn't look to me like a guy who had surgery whatsoever. looked like a guy who was fully recovered and, not holding back. And, I think the biggest thing for him is just going to be continuing to work on that chemistry. Last year when Cam Ward came in, he got in there relatively early, participated in spring football, had a chance to play catch with Xavier Restrepo for a long, long time before the season started. I think, Carson's basically been at it since May. So he's behind schedule compared to Cam, the way Cam was a year ago. I also think his receiver room is young. It's not as talented and as experienced as the one that Cam Ward got to throw the football to. But, it's something that can work itself out here over the next month. And hopefully for Miami, they're ready to go August 31st against Notre Dame.
Okay. And obviously you want Carson to be there the entire season. But if something happens, do they have a capable backup?
Yeah, I think Emory Williams has really, he decided to come back to school, could have left via the portal. He's making good enough money to stay and be the backup. And I think he's done enough in the offseason in terms of improving himself and working on his body physically, working on his throwing motion. He worked on a lot of things with his private quarterbacks coach and has come back. And all signs point to him being, much more focused and much more ready for the next opportunity. He knows that ultimately he's the backup. He's not going to, get the chance to start games here this coming season. That's Carson Beck's job. But I think the kid is going in with the right mental makeup to be ready to step into that backup role if needed. I think if there's a long-term injury to Carson, then that's where things are different. I think Luke Nickel, the true freshman who arrived on campus in January, who's been working behind the scenes to improve and get better, I think he could potentially be a long-term, resolution for Miami if he's ready. But I think right now, you ask me, Carson Beck gets nicked up for a game, I would say it's probably Emory Williams who gets the opportunity to go in there and play.
Okay, so is because they're also putting themselves in a really difficult position. They've been really fortunate because they got the money and they were able to land Ward and now Carson Beck. But you don't want to live off of that where you've got to go get the top quarterback and he's got to also become available. So you talked about Luke and then the Coleman kid that they're recruiting also.
Right.
He's like one of the top quarterbacks in the country also.
Yeah.
At one point, you want to get that guy that can start for you for 3 years, right? So you can kind of have continuity, consistency, all of that instead of going to the transition. Some of the guys that played with Ward last year played with a completely different kind of quarterback than the guy he's going to play with this year. So that becomes an adjustment in overall in every way possible. Calling games, the way one guy runs a game, the way the other guy runs it. So I would imagine the big plan in the end is to land that guy that can be here for 3 years, right?
Yeah, I think that's the hope with Darian Coleman, that he'll be ready to come in right away and compete for that starting job, push Luke Nickel, and then it's just a matter of best man wins, whoever it is between the two of them.
Sounds like you already have Coleman ahead of Nickel.
I personally do, but that's just me. That's my opinion of it.
Okay, I'm going to take it. Dude, you know a shit ton more than I ever will about this stuff. I don't know anything about this stuff.
I just think
at least I know in the periphery the names, but I don't know what it really means. That's why we have you on to kind of break that shit down. So, wow. So the Coleman kid is that good, huh?
I think he's built much more like Cam Ward and plays to that style. You talk about playing behind the same type of guy. I think Carson Beck and Luke Nickel are very similar, not the same type of mobile, quarterbacks, kind of leaders as well. I think Luke Nickel's more of a quiet guy, lead by example. Not that he's not a leader, but I just think I look at Carson Beck and I look at Luke Nickel and I see similarities. And I look at Darian Coleman and I see Cam Ward when I see him. And I think ultimately, you tell me, I mean, maybe at the end of the season, we'll feel different and say Carson Beck was perfect for this team. I still think in the end, my opinion will be Cam Ward was how much better do you get the number 1 overall pick? I don't know that Carson Beck is going to be the number 1 overall pick.
I see. The way I look at it is I think any quarterback wants to play here.
Right.
If you have a coach that look, one thing I liked about what Mario did, he got away from his conservative nature had nothing to do with that team last year. So that if he's done that to me is the only thing that was left with him that he had to So now if the defensive coordinator can do his job, awesome. But their foundation of wanting to run the ball and build a hell of a line, dude, every quarterback wants to play behind that. Every quarterback.
You're 100% right, but I think there is something to the swagger and the confidence that Cam Ward played with last year. I think that elevated Miami to wins that they probably wouldn't have had, right? Even as bad as they played at Cal, they don't make that comeback, I think, with Carson Beck. They make that comeback with Cam Ward, and that's what I'm trying to say. Who is the special, generational type talent? I think that's going to be the difference. But they may have a better team because I think the defense is going to be better this year. So in the end, you could win with Carson Beck maybe more than you could with Cam.
Right, because the team is better around Cam. Around Carson than it is around Cam because it just wasn't there yet. Dude, the defense was freaking horrible. If you actually have a decent defense this year, you should be even more dominant. You know what I mean? I'm picking them to be in the ACC championship game this year.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of when do they lose the game. You know that they're going to at some point, that they're going to have a stinker because it's always happened. It's happened to this program for the last 20 years that they just lose to somebody you're not expecting.
It's also unfair, by the way. It's also unfair, unrealistic, and pretty ignorant on all our parts to just think, no, this year they're going to do something they haven't done in centuries. They're going to just run the table and win all of them. No, dude, of course not. But they're good enough that if they have a really good year, they get tripped up once.
Yeah,
and that's really good.
And I think health will tell the story because I look at the month of November. That's when this program has usually collapsed. It's the end. It's at the very end when injuries start piling up, when you don't have the depth to survive. And that's kind of what happened to their secondary last year. They lost a couple guys towards the end of the season that were better players than their replacements, and that's why you saw them blow a 21-point lead at Syracuse in part. So I think there's a lot more depth on that side of the football this year. So we'll see if everything comes to fruition. But I agree with you. I think this is a team that has the talent to make it to the ACC championship game and frankly win the ACC. As good as Clemson is, and as talented as Cade Klubnik is with those receivers, I that was the same Clemson team I saw struggle to beat SMU last year. They weren't that much better than SMU, and I think Miami, had they gotten to that game, could have won the ACC last year. So
maybe I'll pick them to win the ACC, but I think they should get there, and then let's see what team gets there, and then I'll decide if they're good enough to win it all, at that point. But I'm really pumped about the Canes this year. I really am because, the defense cannot be where it was last year.
Xavier Lucas, Damari Brown,
there's no way.
Zachariah Poyser. Those guys in the secondary are eons ahead of the guys that they had last year. So it's going to make a difference. You'll see it. And I think a healthy Ruben Bain, a guy who was basically playing with a bad hamstring the whole season.
One leg, yeah.
You're going to have him fully healthy. Akeem Mesidor finally had a healthy season last year. He looks healthy going into this year. So you got two legitimate edge rushers, and like I said, those D tackles to me is what it all comes down to. Because if those guys are as expected, right, 5-star types, and they're playing at a 5-star level, then this is a team that can really go places.
And by the way, the Canes season's right around the corner. We got Notre Dame. Go to Caneswear. Use our code BIG010. They got anything and everything with the Canes logo on it. You need stuff for your bar. You need stuff for the tailgate. You need stuff to hang out in your sports room or your stuff you want to wear. Caneswear has got it all. They got Miami Heat gear, Miami Dolphins gear, Inter Miami, Marlins. They got it all for you. Use our code BIG010. You will get 10% off online or in person. Manny, what do you got going on at The Athletic?
Man, we just we put out our Heisman draft today, which people are knocking me because I ended up taking Auburn's quarterback with my first pick. We had eight of our national writers do the draft. I didn't pick Carson Beck in the first round. It's not because I don't think Carson Beck can't win it. Obviously Cam Ward had a huge year and got to New York. I just think in the end, this Miami team is much more balanced, and he won't be the reason they maybe get to the ACC championship game or win the ACC championship. I think it's going to be, guys like Mark Fletcher. I think it's going to be guys on the defensive side of the football that really step up. So I just think Carson's just not going to put up the kind of numbers Cam did because this will be a more balanced offense. So meanwhile at Auburn, I just think SEC quarterbacks, the Heisman race, one team gets hot, that's usually the favorite to win the Heisman every year. So that was my thinking, and I think Auburn is a team with a really good offensive line, good wide receivers, and so I went with their quarterback, who is coming over from Oklahoma, has something to prove. But that's the newest thing to read, and I'll have a Miami story here at some point soon in the weeks ahead, leading up to the season. The Athletics asking me for one, so I got that. I got the Transfer Portal 100. Bruce Feldman just put out his Freaks list. If people want to check that out, I mean, there's a ton of content for college football to check out.
Mark Fletcher is a man and a half, bro. I can't wait to watch him run this year. That guy is special, dude. Special. I like him a lot. He's a player and a half, dude. All right, follow him on Twitter and Manny_Navarro. And, of course, subscribe to The Athletic so you can get not only his insight, but all the other terrific writers there at The Athletic. Manny, as always, thank you, my friend. We appreciate you immensely.
Anytime, brother. See you guys on Friday.
You got it. 2655 South University Drive in Davie. Go check it out and use our code BIG010. You will get 10% off there at caneswear.com.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
All right. There we go. All right. Closed practices today, no pads. So not really a really important practice. It's good for mental reps for them and getting to know the plays, all of that. By the way, I see the merchandise shop. You can check out our merchandise shop. Everything there is in stock, ready to go. You order, we deliver it the next day. We send it. It zooms right out to go with my shirt. Okay, it zooms right out. All right. And so check it out. Another way to support us, hit the like button. Another way, please smash the hell out of the like button. That's another way to support our program. We appreciate it immensely. No Ashton Davis, no Dante Trader Jr., Cam Smith, Jason Marshall working on the side. Jalen Phillips came back from the leg injury, which is really, really good. Zach Sealer was wearing the orange jersey. I guess big money, big day for him. Elijah Campbell is a guy that now with, the other guys injured, you're like, okay, well, you need Elijah Campbell, and he ends up practicing, but with a red jersey on, no contact. Alec Ingold out with the concussion. Andrew Meyer, Jalen McKenzie, Jalen Conyers, Bayon Matos, just tough. Not a ton of top names out, at least, which is a good thing. But some of the young guys that you want to see, especially Ashton Davis, you need him. Dante Trader Jr., a young guy you want to see. I don't know about Cam Smith anymore. Where are we with Cam Smith? Where are we? What do we have with Cam Smith? What can we expect with Cam Smith? That's the disappointing part about all of this. We can't get excited because we don't see Cam Smith performing on a daily basis. We don't see a different Cam Smith or anything like that. We're not hearing about any of this. It's kind of like the same old, unfortunately. Some picks are good picks, and some picks end up becoming absolute disappointments. And that's where Cam Smith is headed, dude. He's just an absolute disappointment. There's really no other way to look at it. It sucks. By the way, did you see what Jim Harbaugh did for former Miami Hurricane Denzel Perryman? Yeah, he went to visit him in jail. Some tight asses were probably like complaining, like, oh, that's not a good look for the coach or what. Bro, that's his player. And the guy was going to a gun range. I mean, Denzel Perriman's not known to be a bad dude, right? So you're going to the gun range. dude, you're doing that to go shoot your guns. It's the right to bear arms, right? So Harbaugh, linebacker Denzel Perriman was arrested on Friday on gun-related charges. The 2021 Pro Bowler was reportedly stopped by police officers on his way to a gun range with multiple weapons in his vehicle, right? Harbaugh spoke to the media on Monday and shared an update on Perriman's stint in jail. The 61-year-old coach revealed he had visited Perriman at the South Los Angeles Sheriff's Station, where he was in good spirits, all right? And so it's like, that's actually a cool thing to support people in a tough situation that maybe he didn't deserve to be in. Because sometimes they get you on a technicality. You're headed to the gun range, and I don't know, did you display the gun the right way or have it packed the right way or something? And they get you on a technicality or something. But there was no fighting with the cops or nothing. There was nothing, dude. It was whatever. Anyway, he's scheduled to appear in court today, okay, before his charges were ultimately dropped. So Harbaugh had a visit, right, to the police station instead of a phone call, right? So all of a sudden, Jim was genuinely disappointed about him not being there last year when Charger players got stuck in an elevator. So he went down there and started talking to everybody about Denzel Perriman and his life and everything. So then they got the charges dropped. He went down there to fight for his player. I think that's pretty cool. I'm not the biggest Jim Harbaugh guy, okay? But I call a spade, dude. I call things the way they are. You know what I mean? And it's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. He goes, I'm told Jim Harbaugh spent 27 hours at the city jail. This is like having some fun. At the city jail, telling police officers and prosecutors about his life, starting with his memories in the womb. He made it to the first time eating spaghetti before they gave up, dropped all charges, and released Denzel Perriman. That's just, it's, tongue-in-cheek fun. But nothing wrong with fighting for your player. And we all know, do we know Denzel Perriman to be anything of a bad dude or anything? No, right? Never, right? I think he's been pretty much a stellar individual. Silliness. But good for Jim Harbaugh, good for Denzel Perriman, and we'll see how that all turns out when it's all said and done. Let's see what else. You got the Corvette out there. Folks, this is what you do every time you play some of these machines. Every time, any machine you play, you get an entry to win the Corvette. Okay? And if you're here live, you got to be here live on the night of the 30th, which is the 31st, because it becomes at 1 o'clock in the morning when they give it away. So Saturday night, the 30th, you come out here, and you got a chance to win this baby right here. A little red Corvette. Baby, you're much too fast. Look at that, man. That thing is dangerous for me. That's pretty nice. So you can see it when you're here, and then you can watch me on Saturday night drive away in it. I'm definitely going to drive away in it. Play a couple machines. By the way, it's only the 5th of the month. So you got time to come on down here, bring the wife. Usually the wives like the machines. So you can go play poker, let her play the machines, and then that way you got all the entries. And then you come back on Saturday, have some dinner, go get un pastelito there at Vicky Bakery, and then they have the drawing, and a fraction of the people that played these machines are actually here because you got to be live. So it gives you a better chance at winning whatever the prize is. I keep telling you guys this. You got to come out and check it out. Have some fun. I'm telling you. It'll be pretty cool. Pretty damn cool. What do we got, by the way? Where is Bitcoin right now? What are we doing? Where is it at? We're still in the 113 area, probably, right? This is great because this is an accumulation time. A friend of mine sent me, oh my God, there's a drop. And I said, awesome. Accumulation. And I just took a little chunk here at 113. Bam. Give me another little chunk. I took several other bites over the last couple of days. I don't freak out on it. You guys know this. I never freak out on dips. I take advantage. It was at 123 or 113. It's handing you, okay, like 8% or something, like handing you a gift of 8%. It's going to rip past 123 to 130. Not that I'm a financial advisor, of course, by any stretch, but just telling you. Big O, have you heard anything on Kenneth Grant? He sounds very quiet to be our first round pick. It's training camp, Frankie. I don't, we got to wait till we get to the real deal, my brother. I don't buy any of this stuff. It's training camp, So they say Grant looks fine. They say Savania looks good. That's what I'm hearing. But none of it means anything until we get to the regular season and they start playing. Or at least, the practices. Because you can't hide the practices. You're going up against another team. Those players want to show out. So we'll find out now when they start scrimmaging. But all this stuff here, this is all, whatever. But so far, Grant and Savania all looked the part, apparently. But we'll find out. I like both picks, actually. I do. But, again, none of this means anything, dude. I don't fall for any of this. This is just stuff that they need to troll you guys for a couple more weeks until we get to the regular season. That's all. What else? Elijah Campbell may not scream. I can feel confident as a fan, but at least I have seen him play. And he's a solid player. Solid player. He's a solid football player. He's a good special teamer. And then he's the guy that has the safety skills, but hasn't proven it overall. That's who Elijah Campbell is. But you're right. He's not a bad player. He's a guy I want to see more of. I want to see him fail. Okay? I'm not convinced that he's a bad player. I'm convinced that he has a chance to be a good player. So until you prove to me that he can't play, I want to see a lot. I'm with you all the way on Elijah Campbell, no doubt. 100%. Good dude, pro's pro, works his ass off, been a really good special teamer. He's got the safety skill set. Give him a chance. Let's see what happens. If he succeeds, freaking awesome. If he fails, okay, now he's more of a special teamer than a standout. Hey, we all love Larry Izzo. He couldn't play dick when it came to linebacker. That's just kind of the way it goes. Now, did you want him on special teams? Yeah, you want him to be the captain of your special teams. But you didn't want Larry Izzo playing linebacker. So if that's who Elijah Campbell becomes, that last safety, that's an excellent special teamer, but not really a great – well, let's find out. But I have not found out yet, and I'm not willing to give up on Elijah Campbell until you give him a chance. And he hasn't been really overall given a chance. So let's hope for the best. We thank David Furones. We thank Manny Navarro. We thank the great Steve Calero. We thank, of course, Mr. Brunetti, as always, for his amazing support. The great Sean Stanley. Tomorrow, we're back in studio at 10 a.m. Thank you all out there. Please hit the like button. If you made a donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. Thank you. If you visit our merchandise shop, thank you also. However it is you supported our show, visit our amazing sponsors. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.